Hi Sagittarius, it is CJ from CJ's Soul Messages. Ooh, my ear just started ringing just as I said that. Maybe extra energy around. Thank you for being here. Welcome. If you haven't been to my channel, I'm so grateful that you have stumbled upon me. I am going to be doing a yearly read for you, Sag, from January to December of 2022. It will be basically general, as there's going to be a lot of different stories going on for a lot of people out there. So we'll just take it month by month. For those of you that have been returning, I thank you so much for your support, for your likes, your subscribes. It means so much to me. It just, it fills my heart up. So I'm in full gratitude. Thank you so, so much. So without further ado, I think we should just get started. I am using the Light Seers deck and the Wisdom of the Oracle, and I pulled a couple of extra oracles to close our reading off. So let's begin. I'm going to start with reading the cards that were on the bottom of the deck. That offers us a bit of an insight into the energy that is always going to be kind of around you throughout 2022. It's not the overall strong energy of each month, but it is the underlining current that will be supporting you as you move through the year. So let's begin. When I pulled on the bottom of the deck from the Wisdom of the Oracle, the card that Spirit wanted you to know about is called To Be Fair. Now, this is very much like the Justice card in the traditional tarot, very similar. The thing is that what Spirit is asking you for the year 2022, Sagi, is to try to remain balanced, yes, but at the same time, more importantly, what Spirit, the message that is coming through here, it's more important that you remember the tides. Things could be going really, really good for a while, and then it starts to maybe go a little bit more heavier or not happening in the way you wish to. That is absolutely how life works. But it will always ebb and flow. It will always balance itself out. So the card is really indicative of Spirit wanting you to remain as best as you can, slightly balanced and allowing things to flow as they do, and trying not to get caught up in any kind of, big crashing wave, because things are going to be balancing out for you. Okay, now what we got under the Light Seers deck is the Queen of Cups. Very similar kind of energy here. Now, Cups is our water element, so this is about our emotions. It is about our relationships with others and also with ourselves. Queen of Cups is another reminder here of really allowing yourself to go with the flow of the tide. When things are tough, remember to kind of nurture yourself and trust in your ability that you're going to get out of whatever little tests life throws at you. It's going to be all right. If you're feeling down, it's going to go back up. So it is really, truly a mastery that Spirit is asking you to just remain as fluid as you can. All right. Now, the Queen of Cups is also about nurturing and protection, and on top of her being emotionally balanced. So there's going to be the reminder that you are taking care of yourself, that you are protecting yourself, and all the while just trying to go with the flow. Beautiful energy. Oh, and I just realized underneath that is actually the Nine of Cups. So, Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment. I'm not really diving too deep into the bottom of the deck on this, but I did just see it, so that is a positive. Okay, let's begin. So we start off with January. The oracle message we got for you is TikTok. Now, TikTok is about divine timing. It is not about our timing. It is not about the time we use to get to a job or wake up. It's not the energy where the humans have put the time on. This is about divine timing. And although it may not seem that things are going in your favor or not so much in the timeline that you maybe have set out, Spirit is asking you for the month of January, Sagi, to really trust the divine timing in this. Regarding whether it's about a relationship, a career, this is a general read, so the energy can be applied to any situation that you may be in. It stays the same though. So whatever this is, I do get this feeling, Sagi, that you may be waiting for something, waiting for an answer, waiting for something to come in here. And it may not be coming in on the speed that you want it to. And that is because there's a divine timing happening. The divine is working behind the scenes and are asking you to trust in that, to trust in them. What is for you will never pass you by. The clarity card that came out for you is beautiful. It is you. It is temperance. This is your card. I love this. So this is clarifying TikTok. So really, temperance is reminding you to have your patience. Sag, don't go one way or the other. Try to really remain centered. Try to really remain grounded. Try not to allow your mind, your emotions to take over whatever this may be that you are wanting to come in faster than the divine timing is bringing it to you. So this is reminding you again, the month of January, whatever this may be for you, just allow yourself to have patience and trust that the universe, the divine spirit, is going to bring in to you what is meant for you when it is the right time. And not always the easiest thing, I know. We don't always like to wait, but there's always a reason behind that. So that's for January. As we move into February, we have by the book. Now, if you can see, there are 3 elephants and they are following each other. There's, it's in a hierarchy, right? They're really in line. The youngest is following the middle and the middle is following the oldest. This is just going by the book. They're not venturing to the left, to the right, or falling out of line from each other. They're actually falling in harmony with what they typically do as far as a herd. So Spirit is wanting you for February to really play things by the book. This is not going to be the month to take risks. It's not going to be the month to not pay attention to authority. Don't break the rule book in February. Just do what needs to be done, and that is of what rules are in place. And that could be whether you're starting a new career or you're starting a new business or whatever it is. But it's really important in February for you to just do the things the right way. And don't take any shortcuts, and don't, like I said, don't take any risks. This is really just about falling in line with what is the right way to do things. It is clarified by the Tower. So this is quite interesting because, the Tower is about a foundation that is no longer working for your benefit. So it has to come down because you've literally had everything from that what was once a complete structure. It has nothing left to give you. There's nothing left there to benefit you. So it has to fall down. Now, I like this kind of energy with by the book, because it is really kind of suggesting here that there may be something going on around you, obviously, with the Tower, that there's a shakeup that's going to be happening. And this could be a very positive shakeup. But what Spirit is definitely saying is that regardless of whatever is falling, whatever needs to fall to the ground to be built the right way this time, you really just need to stay by following the book, following the rules. Don't go out of line. The Tower here in this deck, I love this card especially because although it is falling and there's, lightning and things happening, there's also a lot of butterflies on this card, and butterflies are the symbol for transition. You are transforming in February. Perhaps whatever you've been waiting for in January finally comes through, and maybe this is even revolving something that is with the law. Maybe it's something that was outstanding for you, and instead of trying to cut corners or whatever, they are asking you to really, really just follow the rules and go by the book. allow the tower to fall, because there's this huge transformation that is going to be happening within you and around you. And it is going to be for the betterment of you and your life. And just trust it. That brings us to March. March. We have unfinished sympathy. Symphony, sorry. Unfinished symphony. Beautiful card. Now this card is speaking about closing the door on what has been kind of just left to fray. If there's something from your past, a person, a situation, whatever, a problem, a challenge, but that has not completely closed out, it has not completely finished, Spirit is asking you that March is going to be the month that you really need to close it out. Whether that is, actually having a conversation with someone so that, healing can take place, whatever it may be. But there's something that's going to be closing out in the month of March, so that new things can happen for you. Very hard to move forward when we still have baggage, etc., that is still existing in our present energy. It is clarified by the sun. Now the sun is Leo's card, very beautiful. The sun is showing up in this reading, which I love, because the sun is about freedom. It is about being joyful again. It is about, just feeling really good. If you think about when it's really cloudy outside, as soon as the sun shows up, it doesn't matter how bad things might be feeling. When the sun shows up and you look out your window or you're outside, it does lighten everything, right? It illuminates everything, and it makes us feel more hopeful and have more faith. So there's something here in the month of March that is going to be closing out, that needs to be closed out, so that you can feel this energy again, so that you can feel free again, so that you can feel really empowered as you move forward. Sag, as I did this card, because I pulled the cards off camera just to save some time, but I really want you to know here that this is going to be a pretty huge year for you, based on what Spirit has given. It's not going to be the easiest, but the message that is really coming through here is it's going to be so worth it. It feels like there's going to be some challenges this year for you. There's going to be a lot of you having to confront a lot of things that perhaps have kept you stuck or blocked or in a pattern for a very long time, maybe for all your life. It seems like 2022 is going to be the year where Spirit is asking you to really challenge it. Really challenge it and get very connected with who you truly are inside, so that you can allow yourself to grow and expand and have beautiful things come into your life that probably maybe you've never felt before, or it has been a long time. So let's continue on. I just wanted to give you that little bit of kind of insight here, because there's a lot of powerful energy going on here. But you have the strength, you are courageous, you are the Sagittarius, you're fire. You have the ability to make it through each and every one of these, challenges that may arise. Okay, so we get to April, and we have soulmate. But it came in reverse, which is the protection message. In the month of April, there's going to be someone that is going to happen. And how do I put this? It can be, and it doesn't have to be a lover, right? Soulmates are, they can be a parent, they can be a friend, they can be, even someone that you look at as an enemy. It's not all just about, romantic love here. But something is happening in April that there is someone in your life, or there has been someone in your life that has challenged you, and the relationship was probably pretty difficult, and it has pushed you to really question a lot of avenues of you, of who you are, and that is helping to grow you and helping to allow yourself to expand. But it is challenging. You know, most times soulmate energy is quite challenging because it is almost like a mirror, asking us to look at the mirror to see the true reflection of ourselves. And that is not always easy thing to do. But when we are brave enough and courageous enough to confront ourselves, our shadow sides, if you want to look at it that way, the gifts that we get rewarded with are astronomical. And it is really worth it. But it is difficult, and it takes a lot of strength to do it. So in April, there's something happening here where someone from your past, in your present, there's going to be an unease because they are showing up, or something is happening that is bringing them, the memories of them to you, that is really going to push you to really see who you are, to really actually see who you are, the good and the bad, and accept, to be an acceptance of you. It is clarified by the Nine of Wands. Now that is your energy. It's yours, Aries and Leo's. Nine of Wands is all about determination. You're not at the end of the road yet, but it is having the ability to continue to push yourself, to keep going, to not give up. You have the determination. And that is what Spirit is asking of you in April, is although this soulmate energy that you are going to be faced with may be very daunting, you have the courage, the strength, and the determination. My lights just went crazy there. I'm not sure if you've seen that. Hopefully my camera caught it. So thank you, Spirit. You're definitely giving more energy here. You have the determination to succeed at this. And it is truly beautiful. I think by the end of this year, you are going to be quite the different kind of person than you have been. It kind of seems like a pattern for the most of the signs that I've read for so far. All right, so now we move into May. It's interesting too, because after this kind of energy of diving into yourself and seeing your beauty and seeing the parts that you maybe don't consider that beautiful, but you're actually acknowledging that and of acceptance of yourself, it leads you to this place in May where it is between worlds. And between worlds is indicating here that this cycle that you've been on is not completely finished. You're almost out of it, but there's still energy, there's residue still a little bit left. And you're almost into this new cycle, into this new world, but you're not quite there, but you're almost there. It is an energy where you're kind of in no man's land, but don't be afraid of that, because it is a beautiful energy to be in before you start a new journey. It's almost like taking a long, long breath to gather yourself before you start something new. It is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. This is beautiful for a clarifier. Queen of Pentacles. Pentacles is the earth element. It is about our tangible things, our money, our property. It is also, for me as a reader, our self-esteem. This being the clarifier between worlds is definitely saying that you need to try and embody this energy. You know, the Queen of Pentacles has worked very, very hard to become the queen. It hasn't come easily. She has had her trials and tribulations, but she has never given up. And she now is a queen, and she has a lot of tangible things, as well as very truthful integrity of herself. And she is powerful in her own right. If you look at this, I'll try and hold it up a little closer. Look at how peaceful she looks. She is very much in harmony with life, with the earth. Even branches are growing up outside of her headpiece and attaching onto the tree, you know, saying that she is very connected to the earth and life. So when you get to May, if you're feeling a little bit like, well, geez, feel like I'm stuck, remember to just try and remain very grounded. Be like these lights just flickered again, so I feel like that's extra confirmation that Spirit is really wanting you to get this message here. Thank you, Spirit. When you get to May, trust that you are going to be fine. You are going to have money. You're going to have the tangible things. You can sit and relax and just breathe and just be, because you have to allow time to expand for you before you're ready to move to the next cycle. All right, so now that takes us to June. We have Observer. Observer is all about that, just observing. It is not about action in the month of June. It is really, truly not. It is about observing. Observing yourself, observing your surroundings, observing the people around you, the people that you have relationships with. Really taking a deep look to see, is it working for you? Does it fit with you? Does it fit with your values, your morals? Does it fit with your integrity? Does it fit with your passions, your drive? Really taking that time to observe. Not a lot of action this month. And it is clarified by the Five of Wands. Again, Wands. We have quite a bit of fire here showing up. Now, Five of Wands can be a very combative energy. It can be an energy of conflict. It can be that energy where, no one is hearing each other. Everyone's talking, but no one's listening kind of energy. So this is clarifying Observer. So, it can be taken a few different ways. It could be that there is some conflict going on outside of you, and it is really important for you to remain just the observer and not engaging, not getting into the conflict. It also can be that there's something that you are really wanting to achieve. If you can see that there's this one person that is really reaching to get up there, but they're all fighting to get to the top. But this one's just a little bit more ahead. And what that can mean, Sag, is if there is something that you are really wanting to go after, that's something that is very powerful to you that you want to achieve or bring into your life. Spirit is saying, this is not really the month to make the move. It is more the month to just observe, maybe observe, study what it takes to get to that desired outcome of what you're reaching for. Excuse me. Do your homework, do your research, but don't jump into anything with a lot of action in June. Obviously, time being fluid. It's more important for you to really observe. Oh, excuse me, I'm just going to have a sip of water, clear my throat. Okay. Because when we get to July, excuse me, we then have happy come out. Now this is beautiful energy. It's like you are having these enlightenment moments through the year, deep enlightening moments. You get to July and it's like you just kind of have this energy that's coming into you and around you that is one of just, you are accepting things, you are not resisting things, and it is bringing such actual joy and happiness to your soul. You're very peaceful. This is a very peaceful energy. It's one where you just are not a lot of expectations, and therefore not having all of this pressure and expectations on things actually opens the door to bring all this beautiful bounty into your life. So it's like you have this enlightenment moment continually, as I said, but when you get to July, it's like, it just feels like you are just one with everything that is going on, and it brings you a lot of actual soul happiness within yourself. Beautiful. It is clarified by the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is all about our intuition, our higher wisdom, being connected to our higher wisdom. And so it looks like when you get to July, Sagi, that you are really trusting your intuition. You really know in your gut that it is absolutely okay for you just to accept what you can and give the least amount of resistance. And that is going to bring in this really, the happiness that is genuine. Not the short, fleeting happiness, you know, oh, I want to go get a car and I buy a car and it makes me happy for a month, but then I'm bored with it. Not that kind of stuff. You know, the deeper happiness. When you wake up in the morning, you just happy. You're full of gratefulness. You live in gratitude kind of energy. And it feels very much like this your higher level of your third eye chakra is really opening up. Even your crown, obviously, very connected to the divine. So that's for July. August comes along and we get serendipity. Now, serendipity is beautiful. This is that energy of preparation meeting luck, where everything that you've been working so hard on, relationships, career, finances, family, yourself, you know, your inner self, all of that, it is like come August, you know, the divine is acknowledging your growth and all the work that you put in, and they are blessing you with a lot of luck and a lot of magic. There's going to be a lot of gorgeous things that are coming to you in August. But you've worked really hard for it, so you're very deserving of it. It is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. So really, for the majority of you Sagis, I really feel like August is going to be the month where there's going to be a lot of financial growth going on here. That you are really going to supersede things that you had, even platforms or, you know, maybe you had a goal of like, well, if I can get to here, I feel like you are going to actually get further than that, because you do have the divine really giving you some beautiful luck and beautiful magic that month. Ace of Pentacles also is, all aces, first of all, are the promise of, you know, prosperity, of growth. Ace of Pentacles, though, is also the windfall card. So I do feel, along with serendipity, that there's going to be a lot of money that comes to you in August that you didn't even really think it would. If you knew it was coming, I don't think you thought it's going to be as big as it's going to be. It's going to be larger, much more substantial. Beautiful. So we get to September. And I mean, that's beautiful energy to be having for July and August. We get to September, and you know, sometimes when we have these major breakthroughs in our life, it can really shift things for us. And that shift can be scary and daunting, because how we've lived our life thus far is changing. And you can't really go back, because, you know, like once you expand your mind, once you've learned something, you can't go unlearn it. It's impossible. It really is. So when you allow yourself to have all of these awakenings and this inner growth happening, you cannot go back to being how you once maybe were, maybe not being so expansive, maybe, you know, not having so much awakening. But you can't go back there no matter what, because you are expanding. So when we get to September, it's really interesting because Spirit has given you the card Orphaned. Now, maybe, you know, not for all Sagittariuses, there may be a loss here in the month of September. Something that makes you feel very scared, very alone. But I actually feel more for you, Sag, is that come September, you're going to have a very... you are going to understand that there are some people that need to not be in your life anymore, and then there's other people that need to be brought into your life. It's like accepting that, you know, say you had some friends, and you maybe had friends for these 5 friends, say, for quite a long time. I said 5, and it is a number 5, okay? Interesting. And you've known them maybe since, you know, junior high or high school or something like that. And maybe it comes to a point where you realize that you've all really outgrown each other. You know, not because of anything negative, but just you've all gone in different ways. So there may be that kind of realization in the month of September that you are understanding that it doesn't work for you anymore, and so you have to let it go. And that can be scary, and it can bring up sad feelings, and it can you know, can leave you a little bit feeling orphaned. But Spirit wants you to know what is what needs to be released out of your life is for the purpose of allowing what needs to be now brought into your life. And you can't do both. There's this, if you need to expand, you have to make room for the expansion. So that is what orphan really does mean. It just means there could be this feeling of you feeling a little bit lost, you know, and feeling like you've been kind of left on your own. But please know that what is leaving your world is meant to, so that you can have higher, more fulfilling relationships moving forward. It is clarified by the Death card, Scorpio's card here. Death and rebirth. So there is this transformation that is once again happening in September, where something or someone or some people are going to be leaving. You know, they're moving away, but there's new energy coming towards you. So the death has to happen so that the rebirth can begin. And I'll leave it there. October. Very expanding year for you. We have why. Okay, so I'm trying to think of how to explain this. Very strong energy here. There's going to be this month here, after all of this stuff, because look, there's a lot of things going on in this year for you, Sag. There's no doubt about it, but it is going to bring you such beautiful things. The question why is so important in everything that we do. It is about really connecting to our soul and our higher wisdom for our higher purpose of why do we do the things that we do? Why do we allow certain people into our life? Why do we not allow certain things or people into our life? When we understand the why of our motives in life, that then brings A, clarity, and also B, it helps us then manifest what it is that we are wanting to bring into our life. So October feels like it's going to be a month where you're really going to be spiritually connecting to yourself, and you're really going to be diving deep to see what has gotten you to where you are. And I think it is going to be a really stunning month for you in, you know, expansion of your mind and your heart and your soul. It is clarified by the Hierophant. Pretty powerful here. Hierophant is about tradition, but it is more importantly what Spirit has given me. This is about your higher wisdom. It is about learning everything that you are needing to learn so that you can keep elevating yourself to a higher spiritual level. That is why we are here. You know, we're not here just to stay stuck in a bubble and do nothing and not change anything just to end up at, you know, death's door going, well, I arrived in a really safe body, but now I'm dead. That kind of seems pointless to me. So this month is going to be really about your higher spiritual learning and your higher wisdom expanding. We get to November, and you have Milk and Honey. Now upright, this is an absolutely stunning card because you can see there's a rainbow, which represents good fortune and luck. There's an elephant that is having this beautiful bath with milk and honey. Elephants are another symbol of beautiful luck, but it has appeared in reverse. November comes along, and Spirit is asking you, Sagi, try to not indulge in things that are not going to be good for you. All of this transformation is probably going to leave you feeling a little unsteady as you move through the year. Not all the time, but occasionally, right? And as we all do when things feel foreign, feel scary, feel unknown, you know, where we're kind of like, holy shit, I don't recognize anything anymore. Maybe I don't even recognize myself anymore. There can be that tendency to indulge in things that take us away from that feeling and reconnect us to our old self. Spirit is saying that this month you really, really need to invest in self-care, healthy self-care. You know, an example that I am getting in my head is that if you're feeling, pretty overwhelmed and you're kind of like, whoa, Jesus, I don't know if I can keep up with this, all these changes that are occurring in my life. You know, for example, you might decide, okay, well, you know what, I'm just going to go and I'm going to go hang out with those old friends, you know, that maybe I walked away from in a couple of months ago, but I'm going to go redo it all again, and it's going to feel good because it feels connecting to me, and it brings me comfort because I know this, it's familiar. But then the next day you're going to wake up and you're going to feel the same way as you did prior to going out with these friends or these people that have moved away from your life, right? Spirit is saying you have to be stronger than that and don't give in to that. Because then you're just going to go into another cycle of that. It's going to be a month where you really need to be taking care of yourself and really taking some time out for yourself and allow yourself to feel all that you're feeling, even if it's very uncomfortable. You are protected, you are guided, you're never alone. And although I know sometimes that can be very hard to believe or trust or have faith in, it is the truth. And if you can just remain taking care of yourself and don't allow yourself to do anything that you're going to later on regret, or it's going to slow your process, that's going to be for your highest good. It is clarified by the Hermit, you know, which is Virgo. Oh, and I did want to say Hierophant is also Taurus. So some of you may have, you know, some of these placements in your chart. But anyways, Milk and Honey reverse is clarified by the Hermit, and the Hermit is about going within, you know, really going within and taking time out. This figure is not around anyone else. Alone, on its own, on their own, really turning that flashlight inward and really diving deep into the crevices of everything that makes you who you are. You're going to get enlightenment from that. That's how you're going to be participating in self-care. And it just feels like that's going to be the healthiest thing for you to do when you get to November. Because I do feel that there's going to be a tendency to go back to old habits. We get to the last month of the year. And we have Loyal Hearts. Beautiful card. But it is in reverse. Loyal Heart in reverse is, it goes along kind of with November. Again, this energy is really about, like, are you trying to hold on to something that you know is not good for you? Are you trying to remain loyal for someone that is not loyal to you? Because the spirit does not want you to. Really asking you to let go of it. It is time to clean the closet once and for all. Go through this year, really, even if you got to make a list and write down everything that you need to really seriously, once and for all, let go. Throw it in the garbage. Get rid of it. You don't want to keep investing in the things that, the things or the people that never invested in you. So it is kind of it's a heavier energy for December, but at the same time, I do like it on the placement because, you know, it is that last month of 2022. And that is allowing you then to, you know, clean your closet, clean your house, clean, you know, metaphorically, or, you know, maybe physically you need to do that. Maybe there's things you got to release that maybe are just reminders of the past. But it is going to be the month where you really are going to have to let go of things that are no longer relevant in your life anymore. That's what they want you to do. It is clarified by the Magician. Powerful. So, Spirit is saying you have the ability to do just that. You have the ability to close out everything that is not good for you anymore. People, places, things, jobs, attitudes, mindsets, whatever it may be. And manifest something better now. Clear the muddy waters. If there is any bit of dirt left, clear it out, get rid of it. You have the power, you have everything you need to do that. And then you are ready to open the door to the brand new year. Okay, 2023. So Sag, that is, it's a intense reading. I know. But it is one full of beautiful gifts along the way. And as long as you remember to let the ebb and flow go, you know, what is off kilter one month is going to get back into balance the next month. It's the way the life goes. If you can remember to stay fluid and go with the flow and not get caught up in ego or anyone else's ego and not get caught up in fear, if you can just be like her, put your hands up in the air and trust. It is all happening for your higher purpose, for you to be the best that you can possibly be and feel the best that you possibly can. As long as you do that, you are going to be very successful. And you're going to come out of this so much stronger and so much more clear. And life is going to feel so much more clarified. Because I feel like you're going to be getting rid of a lot of old ways. That's how I'll put it. And it doesn't mean you have to get rid of people. Like for some of you, yes, there's going to be. If it resonates with you, you know what I'm talking about. But for others, it may just be this challenge of you clearing out the cobwebs of your mind, of things that you've held on to for too long, behaviors that you've held on, patterns that you've held on for way too long that has kept you stuck or has kept you smaller than you deserve to be, than you should be. All right, so I went to pull one card from Pearls of Wisdom, but I got two, and I will read the bottom of the deck. So, first of all, these are the two cards that came out, and actually they came out just like this. You got new learning. Very poignant. This is going to be the year of you consistently having new learning experiences, and with that, it's going to be bringing growth. There's a full moon there too. Love this. Beautiful. New learning. The wolf teaches you to know who you are. Facing your fears is one of the greatest learning experiences and shows us how to change and to grow. The affirmation is, I am learning. Do you see, Sagi? This is what this year is going to be for you. It's all about this learning now that is going to teach you and show you how to let go of things that have been binding you and how to expand and bring into your world all the beautiful things that you want. And that is going to take you to such a higher level, mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually. We then get happiness. True happiness. Trust your feelings of happiness. They indicate you are on the right path. Allow the heavens to respond to your requests. So you're going to be happy. You have the happy card here as well. But this is also a little bit deeper than that. Spirit is reminding you that when you need to, call on your angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones, the witness of your creation. Call on every energy that you believe in and that you trust in, and they will be there and they will guide you and they will help you. We are all one. We are all part of the consciousness. So as we expand individually, we expand as a consciousness as well. On the bottom of the deck, we have laugh at life. This is a reminder for you to have a sense of humor as you do this. You know, life isn't supposed to be all serious. It is, we do need to have fun here. Life goes by fast. And as my daughter always says, when things are really tough, she always says, well, I just remind myself that we're on this big floating rock in the middle of frickin' the universe, and, you know, we're only going to be here for so long. It reassures her. So remember to laugh at life. It says it's time to play and have fun. Laugh and watch the universe join in. The seal has a natural affinity with the sea, moving through it effortlessly. Do the same with life. Okay, so that just concluded this entire reading. Remembering to go with the flow. Remember the ebb and the flow. Remember how a river goes. You know, just go with it the best that you can. You have the ability to do that. Okay, Sag, I know this has been a very long one, but it has been a very important one that Spirit wanted me to share with you. I do hope that there was something in here that is giving you a hope or a renewed hope. You have the power to succeed hugely here. So with that, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to wish you a beautiful year of 2022. Remember to check back in, see if any of this comes to fruition, you know. And I thank you so much. Please remember to leave a like and a share and a comment. I'd love to hear from you. So until next time, take care.